Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of DC Collectors Weekly, where we recap last week's DC Comics toy news. Now this week I'm doing a little something different. I'm playing around with the lights here, just trying to get the best video quality that I can get. Last week I had the lights full blast and I think it kind of washed some things out, so we're going to play with it here. I'm not a camera expert, so we are playing a little bit here. So let's do away with all that and let's get started into this week of news, because it was amazing and there's a ton of news, especially because this week was supposed to be San Diego Comic-Con 2020, but as we know, COVID did away with San Diego Comic-Con 2020 and all of the companies decided to do their own little thing. Sideshow had its Sideshow Con 2020, McFarlane Toys had McFarlane Con 2020. Mezco did the same thing. Iron Studios, Hot Toys sort of wrapped up inside the Sideshow thing. Funko did their own thing, and let's break down some of the news that happened over the week. And we're going to start off with Iron Studios, because Iron Studios puts out these 1/6 scale statues that are just absolutely amazing, and they're not doing just Batman and Superman. I mean, they've done deep stuff like Kilowog from Green Lantern. But this week, they showed off some pretty cool stuff at their booth that will be available over the coming months and weeks and into next year. And some of that includes some Batman 66 items. And the two things that I'm talking about here are the Batman and the Joker Surfs Up, like I want to call them, statues. Now, if you remember, there was an episode in Batman 1966 where Batman and the Joker got into a surf competition. Yes, it's crazy. Hey, I love Batman 1966. That's what I grew up on, so I can't complain. But it's cool that Iron Studios is going back and paying homage to these two wacky pieces of DC Comics history. And what you're getting is exactly what I just said: the Batman and the Joker statues and their own surfboards riding the surf there. You're also going to get a Wonder Woman Golden Eagle armor. What do you call them? Mini-Cos, which are these. They're not 1/6 scale, and they're PVC, so they're not resin. They're about 5.5 inches tall, but it looks. It's really, really cool. They showed it off as well. And of course, as always, I'm going to put pictures up somewhere. The Iron Studios PVC Mimico statue, you might can pass on that one. I wasn't a big fan of that, especially the price point is around $40 for a 5.5 inch statue, and it's made of PVC. It's not resin. So to me, I don't know if I'm getting enough bang for the buck for that. But you might like it, and if you do, more power to you. McFarlane Toys had a very, very big week, and just the stuff that they showed was absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's still leaning heavily into Batman. And I know some of you out there, you've told me, I've heard it on the message boards, on DCCollectors.com, on the Facebook, on the DC Multiverse McFarlane Facebook group that I run. Yes, it's Batman heavy, but they're putting out some Batman things that have not been put out before. So can't complain. Again, you can't complain because you're getting some really, really cool stuff here. To start off with, they announced a new wave of DC Multiverse figures, which include Asbats from The White Knight, which is a very awesome looking Batman figure. This one I don't believe has been done before. So, I mean, you can look at it and just tell how awesome it is. They're doing a Joker from, I believe that's the New 52 Joker. I could be wrong, but I believe that's based on the Jim Lee version of the Joker. If you take a closer look at the figure, it's actually the body from the Arkham Asylum Joker. with a little bit of a different paint scheme and a different head. The head is more of the Jim Lee Joker head. And you can see that if you look really close at the body sculpt. You're also getting the New 52 Flash, which is, this is the first Flash figure that we're getting. Flash is one of my favorite figures, so I'm stoked about this. I can't wait for this. But the really cool figure in this wave to me is the Teen Titans animated Cyborg figure. We've never gotten a Cyborg figure like this with this kind of articulation in a collector's scale. So I'm really stoked about this. I'm really hyped. I can't wait to get my hands on this one, and I hope they don't stop with this one. I hope they keep going and give us all of the Teen Titans in that line, and maybe even some of the Teen Titans villains like Mammoth. I think Mammoth would be awesome in this scale and done by McFarlane. Maybe even Gizmo too. Maybe you could do a 2-pack. So it doesn't, because make Mammoth really big and Gizmo kind of small. So and if you do a multi-pack that way, you kind of get more bang for your buck there, I guess. Also, they revealed a whole slew of DC Metal action figures that these things are just fantastic. You get the DC Metal, just a regular version Batman, which it's a rebirth Batman, I guess. This I like it because the emblem on his chest is not just stickered on or painted on. It actually sticks up a little bit off of the sculpt, so it's really nice Batman, that we haven't seen before. Well, we have seen this before from like DC Direct or DC Collectibles, but still, it's part of the DC Metal line. It was the Batman that appeared in that particular comic, and I will say, I have not read DC Metal. Yeah, I know. At some point after, a year after New 52, I just stopped reading DC Comics. I stopped reading comics. I never lost my wanting to collect DC toys and stuff. It's just, I just dropped comics. I don't know why. But when the DC Universe app debuted, I got back into them. So I've started, I found a little, read in this order kind of website, and I started with, everything from DC Rebirth on. So I'm, pretty much into issue 20 of just about all the series that started in DC Rebirth. So I'm not that far in, but I'm trying to make my way in. I'm trying to bulk read a bunch of stuff at once. That's neither here nor there. So also, you're going to get an awesome Superman figure that was this DC Metal Superman. He looks just evil and just cool. I don't really know how to explain it other than, man, that is just a absolutely freaking cool Superman figure. Also, you're going to get Superman the Infected is what it was called. Sorry. Then you got the Batman Who Laughs with Sky Tyrant wings. So I think, from what I understand, maybe he took these from Hawkman or something. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, just leave a note in the comments and tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I just need to do a little more research. You're also getting 3 Robins. Well, let me take that back. You're getting a Robin, and you're going to have to find the 3 heads. So each Robin there's 3 different heads for this particular Robin, and you're going to have to go find them all. For instance, you go to Walmart and you find one particular Robin with this particular head. Then you go to Target and you find a Robin with this head. And then you might go to GameStop and find a Robin with this head. So there's 3 different heads for this particular Robin, and there's only one head per package, so you're basically gonna have to buy this guy 3 times, which sort of sucks, but hey, it's worth it to me. And this is a Build-A-Figure line. This is the first Build-A-Figure line from McFarlane Toys, so that's really cool. And once you buy all these figures, you are going to build the Merciless from Dark Knight's Metal, and look at that figure. That is so awesome. That thing looks freaking fantastic. I can't wait to build that particular figure. I mean, he looks bad. And by bad, I mean good. So McFarlane Toys also debuted 2 new Arkham figures, and these are actually really, really cool. So you're going to get Deathstroke from Batman Arkham Origins, and the painted prototype you see in this picture. This might be the best Deathstroke figure done in this scale. I know this is 7-inch scale, and technically, most figures are 6-inch scale. Let's just combine them together and call it one scale. This might be the best figure. I mean, if you look at the articulation, you look at the paint job, you just look at that guy, man, he's going to be bad, and he's going to be highly sought after. I guarantee you. Also, you're getting Batman Arkham Knight. From some of the videos that I've seen, he's going to feature some piece of new articulation in the waist, chest area. Make him even more bendable than any other McFarlane figure you've seen yet, to get him into even cooler action poses. So keep that in mind. But I do wonder, somebody did mention that it's a rubber piece. Over time, and when I say over time, 20, 30 years, will that rubber piece degrade? And then will you be left with just this broken Batman that you can't do anything with? So that sort of worries me, especially because I think back to like my G.I. Joes with the O-rings and how just over time they deteriorated because it was rubber. And that leaves me kind of worried, because in 30 years, if I go look at my action figure, if I go look at this figure and he's just like sitting in half on my shelf, that's not going to be cool. But beggars can't be choosers. Also, McFarlane announced 2 brand new multi-packs, and these multi-packs include the Flash, which is basically the same Flash that we talked about earlier with a different head sculpt, and the Red Death from DC Metal. And a lot of people were speculating, because the Red Death was kind of shown in promotional stuff with the past death metal stuff that's already been put up for pre-order, and everybody was like, oh, where's this coming? So I called one of my contacts at McFarlane. They said it was coming in a multi-pack, and for sure they released today that it is multi-pack, so that's cool. You're also getting a new 52 Red Hood action figure, which looks amazing again, and he is going to be packed with a new 52 Nightwing. Now, this Nightwing figure is basically just a repaint of the previously released Nightwing figure that they did in the first wave of McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. Instead of blue, he'll be red, just like he was in the new 52. And another just wow item that they showed a picture of was the Flashpoint Batman. Thomas Wayne Batman is coming out, and again, I just can't stop just gawking at these DC Multiverse figures. Yes, again, is heavily Batman themed right now, but I guarantee you that will change over time. They are going to get some mid-tier characters. They're going to get some other figures in the line. But let's face it, Batman sells. And if Batman sells and Batman moves the little meter on the sales chart, they have to sell Batman. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. So for every 3 Batmans, they give you one, different character. I'm all for it. Because let's face it, there's plenty of Batman characters to choose from. I mean, the sky's the limit. Not only did they release all that, but they released one more little teaser image of a grayed out, shadowed out, what looks to me like a new Joker and a new Deathstroke. These are going to be chase figures, and which means there'll be variants of currently released figures. That'll be a variant for the Batman Arkham Asylum Joker that's already been released, and what that other figure looks to me like Deathstroke. So I'm assuming it's going to be a variant of that. Probably, I don't know. I mean, I hate to speculate, but it's probably like a battle damaged Deathstroke or something like that. I don't know. So moving on, Mondo had their little MondoCon 2020 as well, and they teased Batman the Animated Series, the Joker 1/6 scale action figure. You can see in the concept images below, they just have the artwork of the figure. There's no articulation built in, none of that. They're not at that stage yet. It's good to know that the next figure in their line will be the Joker, and it looks like this one's set for a May 2021 release date, which means it's probably not too far away from pre-order territory. I would say in the next few months you might see the official images of this and pre-order information coming up. All right, so let's move on to Sideshow, which Sideshow just sort of broke the internet with some of their stuff as well. They released images and pre-order information, which I'll include down in the bottom if you're interested, in a brand new 1/6 scale Harley Quinn action figure. This is the traditional comics look, or actually Batman the Animated Series without the visual design, the style of that series, just the actual look of the costume of Harley Quinn. So I know that will be a super hot figure. Harley Quinn is just a super hot character at DC at the moment. They also released official images and pre-order information for this Hawk Girl statue, which it's a premium format figure. Again, jaw dropping. It's like this past week has been nothing but jaw dropping news, figures, collectibles. It's just crazy. And if you can check that out, there's two different versions. One with the Hawk Girl helmet mask thingy that she wears, and then one without the helmet mask thingy that she wears. One of them is an exclusive. And then they debuted the Christopher Reeve Superman premium format figure, which has not gone up for sale pre-order yet. But as soon as it will, I imagine this one will sell out very quick, because everybody's been asking for this particular premium format figure for a long time. I'm a huge fan of Christopher Reeve Superman. I grew up in that era. I was one when the first movie came out, but when Superman 2 came out, that was right in my wheelhouse. Superman 3, I know Superman 3 is not a very good movie, but I was excited for it. I had poster magazines, I was reading Superman comics. I was getting trading cards, everything I could around that time, because I was super excited about Superman 3. And just Christopher Reeve as Superman, he just defined the character for so long. And some of that is a little problematic for people today and their enjoyment of Superman, but we'll get into that in a different episode. Mezco also released a new teaser for a brand new 1/12 collective action figure, which is John Constantine. Now, they only released 3 images of this guy, but this might be the figure that actually makes me buy a 1/12 collective action figure. I haven't bought one yet. I have this thing with, like cloth goods on that small of a scale action figure, because I think these things are like 6-7 inch scale figures, something along those lines. And the cloth stuff just doesn't look as realistic on that scale as it does on, say, like a 1/6 scale Hot Toys action figure. So, but the 3 images released for this look really awesome. So I might pull the trigger on this. Again, no release date, any of that for this figure. They were just teasing this figure is coming up, in the future. That's it for this week's episode of DC Collectors Weekly. Hope you were informed. Check me out on DCCollectors.com each and every day for the latest DC Comics toy and action figure news.